Alright, gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here on Kinlaig. And it is now March, which you might be saying, well, Z, the last episode it wasn't March. What happened? Well, you know, if you've been around for a while, you know I'm not a huge fan of skipping months. But to be completely frank with all of you, there really wasn't a whole lot for us to do between the last episode and now being March. There was very little, if any, contracts out there that were even possible for us to do. And there just wasn't really enough out there, in my opinion, to run a whole episode on it. So we decided just to not record any for the winter months and just kind of take a bit of a break, take a bit of a hiatus, if you will, and come back here fresh and anew to continue the series here. So it is now March, and we're going to go and sell a lot of this fish here. Now, it's still not a perfect price by any means. However, it is a better price than what it has been in the winter months. It is now kind of coming out of winter into a spring at this point, and the price is much better. It's still obviously not the best that it could be, but we do need to get some money incoming here, and this is going to allow us to do that. Now, there are also a few contracts out there for us to potentially do today that I didn't see any, at least at the time before the episode recording started. For any fertilizing contracts out there, which is really the only other piece of equipment that we own. But there are some contracts out there for us that we can do, that we can borrow equipment from and make ourselves a little bit more money. So we're going to do that as well today. And somehow this pallet didn't come off. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. That would be too easy. Stay. Thank you. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. My sickness is much better, but right now I'm dealing with this massive cough, and I just cannot get rid of it. I had that from the beginning, but as far as, you know, overall how I feel much better, but this cough will not go away, so I might have to actually end up going to the doctor to try to get some kind of medicine to take care of it. I don't know if I've gained bronchitis because of it or something. I have no idea what I've got here, but this cough won't go away. So I will still have those situations, unfortunately, where I might have to either do a random cut of the video, which wouldn't be normal in the middle of a conversation, or you know, just stop the recording, one or the other, depending on if I can get to the OBS button to stop it or not. And I'm also determined to do a better job here, and that was not a good start, but I'm determined anyway to do a better job here of the stacking of these pallets. But so far, things are not going to plan here. It's not been terrible, but it's not been great either. The last time we did the stacking there was very embarrassing for me, but I think we all experienced that same type of issue with bales and pallets. I'm sure we all do. That's why a lot of people end up utilizing, you know, the auto loads. I'm trying my best not to utilize the auto loads as much as I can. Now, sometimes I do use them, though, I mean, I will fully be transparent with you, and if you watch my channel at all, you do know that sometimes I do, especially once we get, you know, larger operations. But I do think it makes sense a lot of the times to actually go about it the you know, the real way. And I say the real way, I mean stacking it like this versus just doing an auto load. Very unrealistic to do the auto load, but you know, it has its perks for sure. It definitely makes your life a lot easier. But you also can't do what I'm doing here, right? It would already say that we are full. It would not allow me to put this many on top. Oh, that one fell off. That's not going to be good for us. I don't know how that fell off, but that's not going to be good. This is going to turn into a disaster. I think I might have outstayed my welcome here a bit, if you will. All right, we're going to try this again. Okay, stay on the ground. Please, 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 please stay. Please stay, please stay. Thank you. Thank goodness. Now, this is going to be super, super top-heavy when we go and try to sell this, gang. It's going to be an astronomical amount of top-heaviness here. But, you know, we'll see. I'm going to attempt to put one more on there. I really didn't want to do another trip, but I think we're going to have to, because we just have a lot in here still. Actually, we don't have that much more to spawn. I think these are 2,000 per. I think we've looked at this. Yeah, 2,000 per. So we actually don't have any more that will spawn, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get another 8 on there. I might be able to work a few on the back there, but we are kind of leaning there a little bit. It's going to be difficult. Let's at least try to get 4 more on top again. I'm just going to be very, very, very careful indeed when it comes to driving these to the sell point. Now, I'm really hoping for a good payday here out of this. The last time we did, we made a decent amount of money. It's probably going to be a little... Well, I shouldn't say that. We've got more pallets here than we've ever had as far as going and selling them, but per capita, it's probably going to be a little bit... Oh, gosh. No! And I can't pick these up. The liftable bale and pallet mod has not updated yet to add these on there, unfortunately. I'm actually going to try to pick this up. Anyway, and I doubt that the auto load will even allow me to do it because it's very hard for us console players. I am on console in case you didn't know that. The auto load feature is really not something we have the luxury of having. Same with the lumberjack, right? We don't really have those mods on console, unfortunately. But that's okay. We still get by with some other things, right? With the liftable bale and pallet mod, it definitely helps us out tremendously. But normally, whenever they come out with some new stuff like this, it just takes a while before they get everything updated. Where, you know, we actually get the luxury of being able to do that, if that makes sense. All right, I think we can actually get more on top of there. This thing is going to be so top heavy, though. As soon as I go around those corners, oh man, this is going to be... I'm going to have to go at a snail's pace here. I'm going to try something, and this is probably going to be a disaster, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try to grab 2 and put them on the back here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that or not, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to shrink this down a little more here. A lot of people seem to be very excited and interested in the upcoming competitive one-tile challenge series. It's going to be a blast. I'm not going to talk about it more than that. I've talked about it, I feel like, enough over the last few episodes, but thank you for all the support that everyone has been giving to all 3 of us. All 3 of us have now made the announcement on our channels that it's coming, so the official announcement, I should say. So if you haven't, for whatever reason, checked that out, if you want to go check the post on my channel, I do have the post on there, which gives you actually all of the details of the series itself. So, you know, what the actual main rules are and what we're, you know, kind of starting with, etc., etc. There are definitely going to be some more things that we kind of have to explain to an extent when the actual series starts, but you pretty much get everything as far as, you know, what equipment we're starting with, you know, what actual settings we're starting with, etc. The only thing you really don't know is what field we're on, and a few other minor things. But yeah, so check that out if you haven't already. If you're interested, before actually seeing it. If you're not interested, then don't worry about it. And you can, I'll make sure I go over it when the time comes for the series to start. But okay, this is going to be something here. All right, I think we have everything stacked there. I hope putting those there on the back, it is not the most elegant looking, but I hope putting those on the back might help counter a little bit of the top heaviness that we've got there. I don't know if it will or not. I guess we'll find out. Rain's in the forecast today, as you can see in the top corner there. Sunny for the time being, but rain is in the forecast. As a matter of fact, I should probably look and see when that rain is going to be here after a quick autosave. As you can see here in the menu, I was looking at the contracts, and you can see some there. There's bale wrapping, baling, deadwood, hoeing, plowing, sowing, and stone picking, and then something else is down here. Weeding and wood transport. Likelihood is we'll do these hoeing contracts for sure. I'm not sure what else we will do, but we will definitely probably do those, because I think I can lease, for only $1,000, so we'll probably do those. I mean, they're kind of big. Both of them. One is 8.34 acres, the other is 4.5, so they're relatively large size, but you know, it'll produce a good amount of money for us. Now, I'm expecting quite a huge payday here from this sell. This is by probably double what we've ever sold. And the last time we sold, we made good money, right? We made near, it makes no difference, like $25,000, $28,000, something like that. Man, this thing is so top heavy, gang. I am going to have to go so slow around corners. This thing is going to tip. We are going to have a disaster in our hands. I already know it. Look at it. It's already leaning. It's the leaning tower of salmon and trout, man. The leaning tower of salmon and trout. Try to remember that, Z, if you... during your edits. Oh, this bus is trying to pass me. Maybe we'll call this episode the Leaning Tower of Salmon and Trout. I think it'd be funny to do that. Look at this. This is oh! Okay, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be a struggle to get these back. Anyway, let's get them back there. Let's get them sold. I don't know where the bus went, but that car just passed everyone. And anyway, let's get the holy smokes, gang! We are gonna have to keep this at a 15 mile per hour speed on the corners or lower, or we are going to flip this thing. And there comes the bus again. I don't know what happened to the bus last time. I don't know how that car got around the bus, but whatever. Let's get these things sold, though. Let's see what kind of money we get. This is crazy. All right, that probably wasn't too bad for all of you because I probably put that in a time lapse, but whew, this has been a long drive. Oh, don't flip it now, Z! Don't flip it now! Oh. Whew. That is one heavy load right there. One top heavy load for sure. Holy smokes! A lot of you commented on my question about, you know, oh no, don't tell me. Oh. No. How did I not think about that? Oh no. Okay, well, we sold some of them disastrously, but we sold some of them, but there's still some out there that we're going to have to get. Now, that was a lot of money. That was a lot more money than I actually expected, and we still have 4 more to sell, so that is going to be good, gang. That is going to get us a lot closer to where we need to be. Oh, there's 5 out here to sell, actually. I don't know if I can push these in. This is not realistic at all. I should not do it this way, but I might have to go get the forklift, gang, but I'm tempted to just kind of try to see if I can push these in. Right or wrong, this is kind of what I'm tempted to do. These fish are having a hell of a trip. Alright, that's not going to work. I thought that would work, but I don't think that's going to work. I need something to kind of actually push them, and this is not pushing them. Oh, boy. Is there any kind of sledge or anything we can buy? No, there's nothing out there. I don't really want to spend any money at all, but it would be faster to use this than to take the forklift all the way back here, right? So I wonder if maybe buying a weight might do it. I mean, eventually we're probably going to need a weight. Although normally I just utilize a counterweight of some sort, but maybe a weight for the front might make sense. $750. I don't think I'm going to have anything cheaper than that. Nope, definitely not. Kind of just gave away something I was planning to do in this series. Whoops. You didn't see nothing. You saw nothing. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to go get the forklift. It's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? These are the struggles that you deal with early on in the series, I guess. I should have known better. I should have known better. It's going to be a long drive. All right, well, I will see you back here. I'm just going to do a jump cut of this, gang. There's no reason to watch me drive this bag over here again. All right, I found a bit of a shortcut to get back here, so that was nice, but we are here, nonetheless, with this, and we're going to bring it all the way back to where we kind of been storing it, because nobody has yelled at us for the fish market about borrowing. Didn't steal it, I just borrowed this, so, you know, it is what it is, right, I guess. All right, only 7,000 out of that. I feel like that should be more than that compared to how much we just made on the other ones, but maybe that was right. I don't know. I guess it is right. I don't know. Now, we are pretty close, actually, to the amount we need to be able to buy that piece of land. Now, what that is going to do, though, and as a result, is, you know, we wouldn't be able to put any more fish in our aqua farm. It means our aqua farm would be at a temporary stoppage. Now, if we do those contracts, we may or may not have enough. I don't know. But this is almost going to get us there alone, just selling these fish. So, I mean, it's good. We need to make some progress, right? We're quite a number of episodes in at this point, so we needed to make some progress. So, it's nice that we're actually getting close to being able to do that. Okay, so we're at 89,785. I think we needed just over 100,000 for that piece of land, so we aren't there, but we are close. So I'm going to take this back to the shop. I'll do this again off camera. There's no reason for you to watch me take a forklift there when it goes 10 mile per hour at max. We'll do that. We'll get... I actually think I'm going to get the tractor and the trailer over to the shop as well. Just kind of keep them there because I'm hoping that we're going to be able to buy that plot of land today. We're probably not going to do a whole lot with it, but I'm hoping we can buy that plot of land today with doing some more contracts, of course. And then whatever remaining amount we have, I'll utilize that to buy some fish food, whether that's 1 pallet, 2 pallets, or whatever it may be. And we'll kind of go from that point forward. Let's do that. All right, we're almost back up here. Once we get this parked up here at the shop, we're going to take a look at that piece of land that we're going to purchase. It does have it does have buildings on it, which we are going to be getting rid of. I don't remember how much they're actually worth, but we will get some money back from that, and that's really what I'm hoping to do today. So I'm hoping that we get enough money from the contracts to get there. I think we need about $12,000 to $13,000. So the 2 contracts we're looking at doing, they actually won't get us there. We're going to have to do some more than just that. But nonetheless, I am hopeful that we will be able to get there today and then utilize those buildings, selling those buildings, I guess I should say, and utilizing that money to be able to start, afford to buy more fish food to keep our aqua farm going. Right now, it's not going, but it will be soon enough, right? So, $101,000, $101,160 is what we need. It does have, like I said, things on here that we're going to get rid of. I'm not going to get rid of the house. I'm going to keep that. I'll probably get rid of this garage here, though. I don't really care about that, I don't think. I'm not sure if I can get rid of that wood there. If I can't get rid of that wood, then I don't know if there's a reason to get rid of this then, because it's just going to be kind of randomly sitting there. But there is this, which is worth a lot of money. So we're basically going to get the amount of money we paid for this piece of land back and more, which is great, right? I'm not necessarily saying we're going to get rid of everything that you're seeing here, but we're definitely going to be getting rid of some of this at least. This bulk hull, probably going to keep it because that's pretty nice. I don't know what exactly. We'll probably get rid of this for sure because that's going to open up some area. We'll probably get rid of the cow barn too. I don't envision us doing anything with cows on this series, but I could be wrong. Maybe later on we will. But nonetheless, that's going to open up a lot of area here. And what's that going to do? Well, that's really going to allow us to put in the ponds we want to do for the fish, right? So we can actually make some adult fish from the ponds themselves, which we can continue our progress here, right? As you recall, our goal here for this series is really not cow related specifically. Our goal is to do all of the fishing stuff and own and buy all of the fishing stuff, which includes the offshore fishing out here. So there's a lot to do, and that barge is expensive. So anyway, yeah, if we're able to get to that $101,000 today, we can buy this piece of land. We can sell a lot of these buildings off. Probably I'll just start with these two for the time being and keep these more than likely for now, just to kind of see how things go. But we might end up getting rid of these buildings too. Who knows? Really, it just kind of depends. I don't know why that door is so low. Like, my head is above that door. That's weird. Anyway. So yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see. But that's kind of where I'm at with this and what I'm thinking. But I guess we'll figure that out. We've got to get that money first before we can do that. So there's a weeding contract that is $8,000, and it's only $959 off what we're going to get. So we're going to get basically $7,000 for doing that contract alone. So that might be worth it, just based on the size of it. It is going to take a while, though, to do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. I want to borrow the items. All right, let's do that one first and foremost. And then, I better put the weight on first, huh? And then we'll see where we're at, and maybe there'll be another contract out there for us that we can do. That maybe is a better fit than the hoeing contracts. I've mentioned many times before that hoeing I was a surprise for me. I never really did a whole lot of hoeing in the previous games, and I actually really enjoyed doing it. That sounds really bad and dirty, but I'm talking from a farming simulator perspective, I assure you. All right, 36. I don't believe that's a field we've done yet. We have been up in that area. That's way down here. This is kind of the area that we really haven't been in. But we have been down over in this vicinity, so we've kind of gone past it, but we haven't really done anything with it. So the easiest way to get there, I guess, is to come out here and then hang a right going up that way. At least it appears that that is the case. I don't know if I like this tractor. I mean, it's okay. I like New Hollands, don't get me wrong, but the beacons are a little, I don't know, they're kind of weird. They're like way up in the air, but I guess it's because of how tall this piece of machine is. But even so, like if you're a car behind here, I mean, you can kind of see it, but you got to look through the machine to see those beacons flashing. But I guess that's why they're sticking up so high. I think I would just prefer, it's just personal preference. I mean, people are probably yelling at me in the comments like, that's not that big of a deal. It's not. You're right, it's not. But I think I would prefer them to actually be on top of the roof there versus how they have them. But anyway, that's just nitpickiness. Let's get over here and do this contract. Man, I cannot state enough how much I love this map, dude. Every single time I drive anywhere on this map, I can say, well, I'd love to have a farm here. I'd love to have a farm over this area. There's just so many good things about this map. This is by far the best map they have ever made. You know, really, I guess, you know, maybe they had it kind of ready for, you know, when the game came out, but really I would have thought you should have put this in the vanilla beast game versus a DLC. But I guess you want more money. I guess you want people to buy the vanilla game and then buy this because this map is so good, right? So I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a Joe Schmo farmer. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get this unfolded here. This thing is gigantic, so it might actually not take that long. I'm actually hoping we see another weeding contract pop up between now and the time we're done with this field. That's not to say that this field is going to be done immediately or quickly. It's not. It's going to take quite a while. This is a huge field, but still, you know, it's not terrible, right? It's not terrible at all. I think I'm going to do 2. That might not be the smartest play, but I think I'm going to do 2. I'm going to turn the lines on too. We're underway. So we got to get this whole thing done. Like I said, we'll see what comes out there from a contract perspective. I'm really hoping for another weeding one to come out so I can continue to use this equipment. that would be the most ideal situation for us. But if not, we'll look at something else, whether it's baling or wrapping or the hoeing, whatever it is. We'll find something to make sure we get to that $101,000 that we desperately want to get to today. You know, and kind of go from there. We do have a little bit of fish in storage, not enough to put them into an actual pallet. So I could turn that into auto selling, but I really don't want to do that either. I'd prefer to go about it, you know, the classic way, like we've been doing. Actually wait for them to actually be, you know, packaged up and then go and sell them the proper way, if you will. Anyway, I think I've rambled on for enough. I've rambled on quite a bit this episode so far. Let's get this field done. It shouldn't take... We're already 11% done, so it really shouldn't take us that long. But let's get it done. When's the rain going to be here? Noon. So we don't have a whole lot of time before the rain gets here. And ideally, we would get this done before the rain gets here. It would be a little slippery otherwise. But let's get it done. Alright, we are pretty much done here, gang. I don't know, let's do a quick autosave again, but I don't know if any other weeding contract came out there. I doubt it. I didn't see anything once we started. No, there's not. Okay, so we're going to have to return this then. It's unfortunate, but that is what it is. So it's $7,000, so it gets us a lot closer at 96,839. We do need a little bit more money to get there. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Stone picking, which I don't want to do. That takes too long in my opinion. Wood transport, again, I have to pick everything up with that arm, and I am terrible at that, so that is probably not the smartest play. It's kind of leaning towards the hoeing contracts. Both of those, I mean, that should get us about $6,000 after we take away $1,000, right? A little over that. And that should get us to where we need to be at to get to buying that field, right? So they are much further away than I would like both of them to be. It would be much more ideal if they were closer, but, you know, it is what it is. They're not. So let's go ahead and borrow one. It looks like they're both the same. It doesn't really matter which one I utilize, so we'll just borrow the items for that, and then we're going to accept that contract as well, and maybe there'll be another hoeing one that'll come up before we finish. The rain has... Well, the rain's here, I guess is how I should put it. Little unfortunate, but, you know, it's not something really we probably should be doing in the rain, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. Okay, so what field should we go to first? What's closest? 2 is closest to us, so let's do 2, and then we can go and do 3, which is an eternity away. We were up there in the last episode. We were doing field 34, though, so that'll be a different field than what we did, but it'll be up in that vicinity, nonetheless. And it looks like we're going to have to make another turn, so we're going to actually go up into an area that we haven't been in yet. Up here past field 24, we will hang a right. This tractor's pretty loud. Hopefully you can hear me. Looks like you can from OBS at least. It gets a little bit softer once it gets to the higher gears, of course. I don't know how long it's supposed to be raining for. It looks like it's going to be raining for a while, so probably the rest of the episode is going to be a bit of rain, but that's okay. We've got some cows out here hanging around, probably enjoying the rain, you would think. Ooh, actually, it looks like I need to go... Do I need to go up this way to get to there? It sure looks like it. Well, even if I can go there a different way, I can get there by going this way. So let's just go this way. I believe this is like the starting farm, or what it wants you to have as the starting farm. If you were to load up this map in a way where it gave you a starting farm, I believe that's the one you get there. Is 49. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the one. Yeah, it looks like this is the way we actually are supposed to get to this field. If I had this field, I feel like I'd have to buy this little, well, I guess it could be a field, but this land next to us with all these trees, and knock some of that down and make it easier access for me to get to the road. Although, I do like the long drive-in, but sometimes, you know, it's nice just to have an ease of access to get out faster, right? All right, we have got the hoeing contracts going. We're underway here. I know we did a time lapse already, and I normally try to limit the time lapses, but early on in you know, a series like this, when we're doing contracts, that's just the easiest way to get through some of this stuff. So we'll do another one here. I don't have a whole lot to talk about anyway, and I've mentioned my throat is not in the greatest of shape from all the coughing I've been doing. So let's get this done, and then we'll just run a time lapse for this one and for field 33. I don't know what the fastest way to get to field 33 is, but we will get that figured out as we move along here. So let's get this one done and get field 33 done, and then hopefully we'll have enough money. We should, to be able to buy our land and actually own some land finally. This should just about do it, gang, and it's a good thing I went into time-lapse mode here. I got a coughing fit. It was going nuts on me. I think I got it finally under control, hopefully. All right, so those are all done. So we'll do a quick autosave once again, as it has been a bit. It was about 18, 19 minutes of actual in-game recording. Not really anything else out there for us. There's no more hoeing contracts or anything like that, so we'll just return, or collect them and then automatically return, as of course. So that gets us to $103,654. That is enough for us to be able to buy this plot of land. Super exciting. So we're going to visit it first, and then we'll go ahead and buy it. Okay. We are now the proud owners of Plot 71, Farmland 71. Now, it does include the house across the way, like I mentioned, and then quite a bit of land here. If we do a bit of a bird's eye view, if you will, pretty much we own everything you see here, all of these buildings, and then the house in this area right over here as well. So, as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and get rid of these right off the bat here. That's going to get us back to almost what we paid for the land, which is pretty impressive. Now, I do want to kind of take a look at this building first. I'm not sure if this is one I want to get rid of or not. I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this one. I think I'm going to keep this for the time being. I'm not positive we will continue to keep it or not, but I think I'm going to get rid of it, or this one, excuse me. And then we'll kind of hold on to this one and this one for right now and make our decision on if we still want to keep those or not. I think I'm going to. This is at least, some cover for the small amount of equipment that we currently own. And then this is nice because it's basically an area for us to be able to hold and store, anything that we might harvest, right? So it's going to be a very, very useful and helpful thing. Yeah, I think we'll hold on to this one for the time being. So overall, not bad, man. Not bad at all. So let's spend a little bit of money here, and I say a little bit of money. We're going to spend a decent amount of money on buying some more fish food here, just so we can make sure we get our production back up and running here. Let's buy 8 of them for the time being. Last time we bought 8, that was plenty. So that'll be $20,000, but we have $142,000 in the bank now, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We've got all of this room, which we're not going to do today, but we've got all of this room for us to be able to come into here and put down these agricultural ponds, right? So we've got plenty of room to add a ton of the agricultural ponds here if we want to. I'm not sure we really need to. One might be sufficient. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. I really don't know the answer, but evidently I don't own all of this land, so here, I guess, is where we could put it. But either way, that still gives us a lot of room here to kind of play with. We could probably put in even like a small crop field here, which would be helpful, right? If it gets us to the point where we can start creating our own fish food, right? That definitely could be helpful. Or whatever else we decide to do with it, right? Just sell it and make money with it, whatever we decide to do, right? Now, real quick, before we go and load up that fish food, just so if you don't remember, or if you recall, one of the other objectives is we have to buy this fish food factory. That fish food factory is $270,000, so it's quite an expensive venture, but we do want to buy that. What that basically would allow us to do is create our own fish food instead of having to buy it from the shop, a little bit cheaper, but we do have to get some recipe items to be able to do that. And as you can see, flour, soybeans, canola oil, or flour, soybeans, olive oil, or flour, soybeans, rice oil, or flour, soybeans, sunflower oil. I would think personally what we would probably do is either the canola oil, soybeans, flour, or the rice oil, soybeans, flour. Now, the rice oil kind of has me a little intrigued, but the problem there is that we would have to obviously get the rice harvester. Although, perhaps we could do it with long grain rice. If we can do it with long grain rice, then that might be the way to go as well. Who knows? But either way, we've got some options, I guess is what I should put, to be able to do the fish food. So that's really the next step. Now that we have our own land, the next step is to get enough money to be able to purchase this. And then from there, we're going to have to purchase other fields, etc., to be able to start, funding that fish food factory, the resources required. hopefully all of everything I just said makes sense. I'm sure it does, but hopefully it does nonetheless. So let's get these things stacked up. We're going to bring them back. That way we can continue the process there of the Aquafarm. And then when the next episode begins, or starts, we'll probably be in the process of working on putting down at least one of those ponds and then moving over. I think it's is the salmon. Is it salmon that I don't even remember now? We just looked at it and I don't even remember. It's yeah, the salmon. I think it's salmon. Anyway, it's salmon or trout, one of the two, whichever one it is. We'll start that process of being able to move those over into the pond and turn them into larger fish, which in turn is going to make us a lot more money. And once all that's done, as I mentioned kind of at the beginning of the first episode, but just it's good to bring a reminder of what we're really focusing on doing here. Once we've got all of that accomplished and we've got the fish food factory, then it's going to be the next step is going to be the offshore farming, which means we have to get a barge and we have to put down all of that, all of those, what do they call them? Offshore agriculture areas, right? So that's the next step after that. So we still got a long way to go. It was a bit of a slow grind here at the beginning, but if you're still watching, thanks for sticking with us, man. We made some good progress here, and things are moving along nicely now at this point. 6 episodes in. Crazy that we're already on episode 6. Feels like we just started. It was a slower release for this series because I was trying to kind of complete a few other things at the same time. As a matter of fact, at the time of this recording, we don't have a ton. We still have some, but we don't have a ton more left as far as the episodes go of the Venture Survival series. So that will be ending before you know it. All right, let's get these things back. I'm not going to do a time lapse. We did enough time lapses today. We'll just do a jump cut. I'll see you back at the Aquafarm. All right, we're pulling up here, and before somebody yells at me, it is trout. It is not salmon that go in the pond. I knew that. I just was blanking on it for whatever reason, so apologize, but we got to sort it out. We got to sort it out. Perhaps you already did yell at me. Who knows? Okay, so why do these not accept? Maybe I wasn't close enough. There we go. All right, so they should be, yep, they're up and running once again, so that is good. I'm going to keep them on the slow stage, not the ×2 stage. ×2 stage will happen once we are making a lot more, a lot more money, really. I mean, we've got a lot of money right now, but, we're going to be spending some of this money, as I've mentioned, right? We've got to buy some things still to continue to progress here. But for now, we're going to leave the episode at that point. It's very exciting, gang. We've got the land now. We do have to spend a little bit of effort and time up there to try to move that along and figure out the logistics of where things are going to be, but that will be for the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. It helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There is a link down below if you're interested in that. You get early access to videos like this one, a members only series, and many other perks. There's a Discord down there, the link to my other channels down there, everything you need. As I always mention, it's all down below. I think I got to most replies over the weekend. There are a few, I think, that are still outstanding over the last day or so. I will get to them soon, I promise. I've been spending, as you can imagine, a lot of time and effort on trying to get the competitive one-tile challenge up and running. That was, and I didn't ask for any help from Krusty or Rusty, so I don't make it sound like that. But it was all kind of started and ran by me, so I was spending a lot of effort on that, trying to get that set up. So, it's not an excuse to not be able to reply to all of you, but, I just was unfortunately running out of time in the day, given work, my actual real-life job, and then doing that. So I apologize, but I should be back in the groove now to getting replies to you, and I would do the best I can here to try to keep it within 24 to 48 hours or so, 36 hours at the most, to get a reply back to you. But thanks so much for watching again. Thanks for your support. As always, it means the world. I'll see you next time.